Before my grandfather died, he forced me to marry a country bumpkin who had just come down from the mountains. I, the heiress of the prestigious Meng family, had suitors lined up all the way abroad. Why should I? On the night of our wedding, I was about to lay down the rules for him. But he spoke first. I married you because circumstances forced my hand. Don't you dare covet my looks. I nearly died of anger. Later I found out. 10 years ago, he was the eldest son of a distinguished Sioux family. After 10 years of arduous training, a single needle from him could make even the king of hell retreat. 10 years ago, I was the eldest son of the Sioux family, set up by my uncle and abandoned overnight like a discarded pawn. That year I was 13, fleeing to Tinshui City like a stray dog. Thanks to the old master of the Meng family taking me in, I survived. Later, by a twist of fate, I was taken up the mountain by an old man with a flask of wine at his waist, embarking on 10 years of arduous training. 10 years later, the old man kicked me down the mountain, saying, "Your skills are fully developed. I have nothing left to teach you." I asked him, "After just 10 years I can descend? Are you sure you're not lying to me?" The old man tossed me a cloth bag, saying it was the pay for the missions I'd done over these 10 years. "Spend it wisely," he said. I opened it and looked inside. 500 yuan. A full 10 years, over 100 missions, each one perilous, and in the end, it was only worth 500 bucks. I said, "Old man, you're really ruthless." He curled his lip and said, "If you don't want it, give it back. I can still go to Widow Wong's and buy myself a few good flasks of wine." I flipped him off, turned, and headed down the mountain. Behind me, the old man's voice drifted lazily. 10 years to reach such a level. "Su Chun, the day you leave the mountain, the 8 wastelands will be in turmoil. In Tinshui City, with its bustling traffic, I hailed a cab straight to the Meng family's Beiyuan villa. For 10 years, I've thought day and night about repaying a debt of gratitude. If it weren't for Grandpa Meng, I would have died that stormy night long ago. But the cab driver's words shook me to the core. The Meng family? You're going to pay your respects to? Old man Meng passed away this afternoon. It's all over the news. My mind went blank. Impossible. Grandpa Meng can't die. I haven't even repaid him yet. The driver added, "Old man Meng was in good health originally. It's because he offended someone. Overnight, he became like that." I gritted my teeth and said only 2 words, "Drive faster." In front of the Meng family villa, wreaths lined the entrance. The mourning hall was filled with weeping. A pitch-black coffin stood in the center. As I walked in, I said, "Let me see Grandpa Meng." The whole room froze, eyes all turning to me. I was wearing a black top, faded jeans, carrying a tattered cloth bag, looking thoroughly rustic. I didn't fit in at all. Grandpa Meng's son, Meng Xiang, stepped forward and said, "The coffin is sealed. Please leave." I ignored him and walked forward step by step. Even if it meant death, I had to see Grandpa Meng one last time. Security guards rushed in, a crowd shouting and yelling, but I was too fast. I dodged to the coffin and suddenly flipped open the lid. Grandpa Meng lay inside, pale-faced, dressed in a Tang suit, his expression serene. My eyes instantly reddened. "Grandpa Meng, 10 years ago you saved my life. Now I'm back. You can't die, and I won't let you die." I moved like lightning, silver needles flashing. The first needle shot out, like a dragon, the second like a meteor from beyond the sky, the third, the fourth. As the 7th needle fell, a mysterious meridian pattern emerged on Grandpa Meng's body, like the Big Dipper. The entire room went crazy, rushing to tear me apart, but only one old man suddenly stopped everyone. Later I found out that he was the famous Dr. Li from Tianshui, the one who had personally declared Grandpa Meng dead. Divine Dr. Li trembled all over, his eyes fixed on my needling technique, his voice shifting tone. The 7-star life prolonging needle. No more than 3 people in the world can use it. I have been practicing medicine for over 30 years, but this was my first time seeing it with my own eyes. I ignored him. After 7 needles, his body was already weak. I stared intently at the coffin, then thundered out a single word. "Wake." Over 10 seconds passed. There was no movement from the coffin. Meng Xiang grew furious and said I was a madman sent by a rival group to desecrate the old man's body, ordering people to drag me away. I didn't struggle, my eyes never leaving the coffin. Just as they dragged me to the doorway, a cough came from inside, followed by a hand reaching out and slapping onto the coffin's rim. The entire scene fell into dead silence. Then chaos erupted. Grandpa Ming was alive. That day, I talked with Grandpa Ming until dusk. The old man leaned back in his chair, sipping tea, then suddenly dropped a bombshell that caught me off guard. Xiao Chun, taking you in back then was also fate. A fortune teller said you would protect the Meng family. When your master took you away, we made an agreement. 10 years later, you would return and marry my granddaughter. Now it is time. Getting married? I was completely stunned. The old man had told me I had a childhood betrothal, but I always took it as a joke. Now, right after coming down from the mountain, I have to get married. I hesitated for a long time and finally squeezed out a sentence. Grandpa Ming, your granddaughter, she is not ugly, is she? I'm not that easygoing. The old man just smiled without saying a word. My heart was pounding with uncertainty when an anxious voice came from outside the door. Grandpa. A stunningly beautiful woman walked in. She was about 24 or 25, with willow leaf eyebrows, bright eyes, a straight nose, and an oval face that carried a cold, aloof aura. Her long black hair was lazily draped over her shoulders. She was Meng Shiner, the old man's granddaughter. My breath caught. Wow. The Meng family genes are incredible. I guess I misjudged Grandpa Meng. Meng Shiner rushed to the old man's side, asking with concern. I rubbed my nose and said, Grandpa Meng, is she the one I'm supposed to get the marriage certificate with? Meng Shiner turned her head and gave me a once-over from head to toe. My outfit, a mix of urban and rural styles, clearly didn't spark any interest in her. What marriage certificate? She exclaimed, eyes wide. Grandpa Ming waved his hand grandly and said, This afternoon, you and Su Chun will get your marriage certificate and tie the knot. Meng Shiner nearly fell to the ground. Marry him? How is he worthy of me? The old man frowned and said something that made her even more devastated. It's not that he's not worthy of you. It's you who are marrying above your station. Marrying above my station? Meng Shiner exclaimed, her beautiful eyes full of defiance. As the daughter of the Meng family, with beauty and wealth, suitors lined up from here to overseas. Marrying up to a country bumpkin from a mountain gully? Are you kidding me? The old man was about to explain. Suddenly he coughed violently, blood spraying out, staining his collar red. His whole aura instantly wilted. Meng Shiner's face turned pale with fright. I quickly stepped forward, inserted 3 needles to stabilize the old man, then lowered my voice to her. Your grandfather's internal organs have been corroded by toxins. He has at most a year left. Don't make him angry, go along with him. The old man weakly opened his eyes. Looking at her, granddaughter, go get the marriage certificate this afternoon. This time, Meng Shiner dared not resist. Get the certificate, enter the bridal chamber. The old man personally pushed us into the wedding room, red bed sheets, and a big red double happiness character pasted on the wall. As soon as the door closed, Meng Shiner's face turned cold. She was about to speak, but I sat on the bed first and said, I married you entirely out of consideration for Grandpa Meng's situation. Don't get any improper ideas about me. Her mouth fell open, wondering if her ears were playing tricks. I continued, to prevent you from having any untoward intentions toward me, let's set 3 rules. First, I sleep from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., so don't make any noise during that time. Second, I practice martial arts daily and it can get loud. If you find it noisy, buy earplugs. Third, I'm good looking, so you're not allowed to pounce on me in the middle of the night. Meng Shiner was furious and kicked at me. I grabbed her fair little foot and said, no roughhousing, and added a quick fondle. She fell back onto the bed, about to curse, when I suddenly made a hushing gesture. The old man is eavesdropping at the door, I whispered. She panicked. Then what do? We can't be completely silent. I hesitated for a moment, then said 2 words, you moan. Her face flushed as if it would bleed. After a long inner struggle, she finally gritted her teeth and told me to cover my ears. Soft moans filled the room. While I didn't stay idle, either I cooperated by tapping the bed. 2 voices blending together, that's a recipe for a good show. 10 minutes later, her face flushed. She asked if Grandpa had left. I said he left 5 minutes ago. She was stunned. Then why didn't you say so earlier? I couldn't exactly say it was because she sounded so sweet. That night, I got kicked off the bed. From then on, the bed was hers, the floor was mine. Early the next morning, I went to the Miracle Hands Hall to buy medicine. The moment I stepped in, I walked into a commotion. Tinshui wealthy merchant Wang Jinmu was lying on the bed, barely conscious. Dr. Li was sweating profusely. His granddaughter Li Yiling was so anxious her eyes were red. Beside them, Wang Jianya was furious. He pointed at Dr. Li and cursed. Old Master Meng was clearly faking death, but you declared him dead on the spot. You're a quack. Today I will tear down your signboard. Dr. Li saw me enter and, as if grabbing a lifeline, rushed over and said, Brother Su Chun, please save him. I quickly stepped forward and glanced at him. His qi and blood were failing, his internal organs displaced. Internal injuries had been building up for a long time. They had recurred due to an external impact. I was about to take out my silver needles when Wang Jianya suddenly blocked me. Hold on. This yellow-haired kid is also a divine healer? Dr. Li, are you taking me for a fool? He looked me up and down. Do you have a medical license? I said, what is that? I just came out of the mountains. Wang Jianya exploded, pointing at my nose and calling me a liar. I smiled and spoke unhurriedly. You were a premature baby. You served in the army when you were young and were injured. When it rains or winds, your knees ache faintly. You're sensitive and irritable with a tight chest and obstructed breath. You lean forward when walking. Your lower back was injured before. As for your father, he was hit by a heavy object, damaging his spleen and lungs. It was never fully cured. Usually, he coughs up thick phlegm with blood streaks. Now the internal injury has relapsed. His organs are displaced. He has at most a few days to live. The father and son both shuddered. I had hit the mark on everything. I didn't want to waste words, so I strode forward, my hands like swimming dragons. My fingertips tapped continuously, leaving marks on Wang Jinmu's body that formed an auspicious cloud pattern with his meridians. Dr. Li gasped in shock. Floating cloud hand. When a floating cloud appears, vitality emerges. After a minute, I withdrew my hands. I've suspended his life for 3 days. Within 3 days, you'll come to beg me. With that, I turned to select herbs. Dr. Li led me to the medicine warehouse. In a corner, I saw a ginseng root that looked like a hemp rope. It exuded a rich, spiritual energy. I picked it up and tore open a corner, and a strong medicinal fragrance filled the entire room. This is the true body of the 1,000-year-old ginseng. What you sold before was just an empty shell. The essence is all here. Dr. Li and Li Yiling were stunned. They hurriedly went to refund the money. In the end, this ginseng was given to me. Just as I was about to leave, Meng Exiner called, and I bid them farewell. In the hospital, Wang Jinmu's consciousness had actually recovered. He could get out of bed on his own, and his face had regained some color. With a steady voice, he said to Wang Jianya, that young friend, just now, is no ordinary person. I thought I was surely going to die, but after he pressed a few points on me, I feel refreshed and light. My illness, I'm afraid, only he can cure it. Wang Jianya's face turned red as he remembered his earlier words, feeling utterly ashamed. Wang Jinmu admonished him. Your concern made you reckless, but you must not act rashly. I can tell that young man is no ordinary person. Dad, I understand. Let's go to the hospital for a checkup first. If that young friend really has the ability to cure you, even if it means apologizing on bended knee, I will beg him to cure you, Wang Jianya said in a resounding voice. I said we'd meet at 3. Why are you here so early? On the street, Meng Shiner looked at Su Chun somewhat awkwardly. Meng Shiner's gathering with her friends ended at 2:30, so she arranged to go back with Su Chun at 3. She hadn't expected Su Chun to arrive more than 10 minutes early, and her friends had seen him. Meng Shiner didn't want her friends to meet Su Chun, but she hadn't expected things to be so coincidental. Beside Meng Shiner was a group of men and women. Almost all of them are friends. Shiner, aren't you going to introduce us to this guy? He looks pretty young. He's not your boyfriend, is he? At that, the crowd burst into laughter. They kept sizing up Su Chun. Clearly, Su Chun, dressed simply, was being made fun of by them. Meng Shiner felt even more embarrassed and didn't know what to do. With so many eyes on him, Su Chun wasn't embarrassed either. Instead, he offered a smile. Hello. This motley crowd didn't register in Su Chen's eyes. To him, these people were just a bunch of nobodies. At that moment, a young man in a branded suit strode over. He was the young master of the Dingxing group. His name was Zhang Dong, one of Meng Xiner's suitors. He said to Meng Xiner, Xiner, you've had quite a bit to drink today. Let me take you home. I've already called a designated driver. Meng Xiner was a bit resistant. She couldn't help but take a step back. Zhang Dong was very forward. Without waiting for her consent, he moved to put his arm around her shoulder. Meng Xiner had indeed had some alcohol today. A touch of rosiness was on her pretty face. She looked a bit less cold and distant, and a bit more charming, which made Zhang Dong's heart race. Just as Zhang Dong's hand was about to land on Meng Xiner's shoulder, it was blocked by a young man. The one who blocked him was none other than Su Chen. No need to trouble yourself with seeing Xiner home. I'll take her back myself. Su Chen could clearly see the malice in Zhang Dong's eyes. Although he didn't have deep feelings for Meng Xiner, she was still old Master Meng's granddaughter. He would ensure Meng Xiner's safety. Brother, a word in private. Zhang Dong approached with a seemingly friendly smile. Puling Su Chen is saif. Kid, be smart. Meng Xiner is my woman. Here's 10,000 yuan. Leave on your own. Zhang Dong took out a wad of cash and shoved it at Su Chen without explanation. Su Chen grabbed Zhang Dong's wrist. Keep the money. I'm taking her back. Zhang Dong's expression instantly turned as dark as water. What did you say? What's going on between you two? The designated driver is almost here. At that moment, Meng Xiner's voice came through. Zhang Dong quickly put on a different face. He smiled at Meng Xiner and said, Xiner, I was just having a chat with your friend. It's nothing. But Su Chen raised his voice. It's something. He said to the girl he has his eye on. He wanted me to mind my own business, and even offer me 10,000 yuan to get lost. Su Chen grabbed Zhang Dong's hand and directly lifted Zhang Dong's arm. A stack of red banknotes in Zhang Dong's hand glittered. As Su Chen's words fell, everyone stared at Zhang Dong in surprise, then began whispering among themselves. Everyone knew Zhang Dong liked Meng Xiner. They didn't expect him to be so overbearing. Meng Xiner had a cold personality and couldn't tolerate any trickery. That country bumpkin is really disrespectful to Mr. Zhang. Sure enough, disgust appeared on Meng Xiner's face. Her voice also turned cold. Zhang Dong, there's no possibility between us. You don't need to play these little tricks. Zhang Dong was extremely embarrassed, on the verge of furious humiliation. Kid, you're asking for trouble. Zhang Dong growled in anger. In a rage, he couldn't help but throw a punch at Su Chen. Su Chen dodged to the side. With a flick of his finger, a silver light flashed by. It directly entered Zhang Dong's body. Zhang Dong's body stiffened. Then he felt a rush of heat below. His pants quickly became wet. A foul, stinking odor rapidly spread. This caused the crowd to exclaim in shock, and also to lightly cover their noses. This. Zhang Dong looked as if he had been stunned. He had peed his pants in front of the girl he liked. Zhang Dong wished he could find a hole to crawl into. Seeing Meng Xiner's disgusted expression, Zhang Dong was on the verge of tears. How could this happen? Just as the atmosphere was extremely awkward, the designated driver arrived. Meng Xiner said, I have things to do this afternoon. I'll go first. Meng Xiner pulled Su Chen into the car and drove off. No, don't go. Zhang Dong wanted to say something else, but looking at his wet pants, he didn't dare to chase after them. Brother Dong, get Brother Dong some pants. For a moment, the scene was incredibly chaotic. In the car, Meng Xiner's mind was still replaying that disgusting image from earlier. She frowned slightly. That Zhang Dong's family holds a lot of power. He was the young master of the Dingxin group. You were way too blunt today. You'll offend him, and our Meng family's business will suffer some consequences. The city isn't like your mountain village. You need to understand how the world works. Otherwise, you might not even know how you die. Meng Xin spoke earnestly. Su Chen demandun impressive. I'm not afraid of him. I know you think you've got my grandfather backing you. But in Tianshui City, even my grandfather isn't all-powerful. Meng Xiner's tone grew heavier, almost scolding. Little did she know, Su Chen's indifference had nothing to do with Grandpa Meng. Meng Xiner wanted to say more, but her eyelids grew unbearably heavy. She could barely keep her eyes open. Before long, Meng Xiner actually drifted into a drowsy sleep. Meanwhile, the designated driver wore a cold smirk on his lips, glancing at Meng Xiner's reflection in the rearview mirror. 5 minutes later, a flicker of surprise flashed in the designated driver's eyes. The man beside Meng Xiner. Why hasn't he fallen asleep yet? You put a knockout drug in the car. A smirk curled at the corner of Su Chen's mouth. He said to the driver. The car came to a sudden halt. A look of shock appeared on the driver's face. How did you know? I knew as soon as I got in the car. I just didn't want to expose you in front of Ming, ex-Iner. Chen said softly. The driver's eyes were full of disbelief. He knew all along? Then why did this guy still dare to stay in the car? The knockout drug. Why doesn't it work on him? Who are you? Why are you trying to harm Ming, ex-Iner? What's your relationship with the person who poisoned Grandpa Ming before? Chen fired off 3 questions in a row. After he came down the mountain and learned that old Master Ming had been poisoned, he realized that some force had set its sights on the Ming family. That force will definitely continue to target the Ming family. He knew something was off with this designated driver the moment he got in the car. Now was the time to clear up the doubts in his mind. As Chen questioned him, a murderous intent flashed in the driver's eyes. Then, with a flick of his hand, 2 knives suddenly appeared. He lunged fiercely at Chen. Go to hell. Chapter 8. Tianshui City had such a powerful presence. The attack was swift. The 2 knives were like crescent moons, exuding an icy sharpness. Chen froneth, and a golden blade suddenly materialized in his hand. With a crisp clang, under the assassin's astonished gaze, the 2 razor-sharp knives in his hand snapped abruptly. Impossible. The assassin was shocked. These 2 knives were forged from fine steel, extremely durable, yet Chen had shattered them with a single move. What about the blade in Chen's hand? The knife in Chen's hand. What a terrifying existence it must be. In fact, Chen's knife is called the Golden Dragon Knife. It was originally the old man's weapon. According to the old man, this knife might be forged from 1,000-year-old mysterious iron. It can split mountains and break rocks, cutting through iron like mud. In a daze, Chen raised his left hand. He threw a punch, ferocious and unmatched in strength. The unrivaled fist imprint loomed like a mountain. The assassin quickly raised his arms to block. But the moment he blocked, a cracking sound was heard. The assassin's arm bones shattered. Pale white bones pierced through the skin and flesh. Blood dripping, utterly gruesome. The assassin immediately let out a miserable scream. His heart was terrified. His skills were extremely formidable. Even special forces couldn't take him down. But in Chen's hands, he only lasted 2 moves. The first move shattered his twin blades. The second move crippled his arm. When did Tianshui City have such a being? When the assassin was dazed, Chen pulled open the car door and yanked the assassin out. The assassin tried to escape, but Chen took a step forward. A cracking sound was heard. The assassin's leg twisted into an extremely unnatural angle. A breeze blew, and the assassin couldn't help but shiver. Devil he was facing. Nothing short of devil. We're all adults here. Keep it simple, be good. Talk, who sent you? Chen took out a handkerchief and wiped the golden blade. A flash of gold light glimpsed past, then disappeared. The assassin's eyes were filled with solemnity. Losing to you, I accept defeat. Do whatever you want, kill me or cut me. But don't even think of getting anything out of me. So troublesome, Chen sighed. There was a time when he had encountered someone as tough as this assassin during a mission. Facing such a person, Chen was very experienced. He didn't believe he couldn't pry the killer's mouth open. He said seriously, how about this? I'll give you 3 seconds. If you can hold out for 3 seconds without saying anything, I'm willing to let you go. Chen's serious expression. In the killer's eyes, it was an insult. This killer had undergone special training. He had long endured the most painful tortures. He said disdainfully, 3 seconds? Do you know, before the words faded, a silver light flickered in Chen's hand. Swish, swish, swish. Chen's fingers twitched lightly. Several silver needles, like silver dragons, burst forth from his fingertips. All of them landed on the killer's body. Dozens of silver needles continuously penetrated the killer's body. The scene was utterly mystical. The killer waited quietly for a moment. He indeed felt a pain in his internal organs. But it was not as terrifying as he had imagined. His eyes were mocking. Is that all? Don't say 3 seconds. Even 3 hours. I can endure it. Don't rush, it hasn't even started yet. Chen said calmly. Chen took out another silver needle. He quickly stabbed it into the killer's final acupoint. In an instant, an extremely painful tearing sensation spread from the killer's body. It felt like thousands of ants were biting his flesh. And Chen's silver needle amplified that pain 10,000 times. Utter agony, worse than death. The killer screamed in pain. The sound seemed to come from the depths of hell. Instantly, his body was covered in cold sweat. Every inch of his skin was enduring unimaginable pain. Most importantly, his consciousness remained crystal clear, unable to even faint. A second passed, but to the assassin, it felt as long as a century. The assassin lay on the ground, wailing, rolling back and forth, foaming at the mouth. He felt as if he were in a living hell. If he had a choice, he would rather die, but he could do nothing. He could only lie there like a pool of mud, feeling his body being torn apart inch by inch, unable to move. 2. Su Chen's voice sounded again. The assassin was on the verge of breaking down. He clearly felt as if a century had passed. Such excruciating pain made his senses incredibly sharp, but the numbers Su Chen uttered had only changed from 1 to 2. The assassin had never felt such torment. Even 3 seconds, which would pass in a blink normally, now, in his perception, were infinitely magnified. This was the first time he experienced such a feeling of wishing he were dead. I don't dare anymore. I was wrong. I'll say everything. The killer lying on the ground completely broke down. Weeping bitterly, Su Chen glanced calmly at the killer. He gently raised his hand. Strands of silver needles were instantly guided by a flow of energy and returned to Su Chen's hand. The killer was drenched in sweat. His whole body looked as if he had just been pulled out of a river. Miserable beyond measure, he panted heavily, still terrified by what had just happened. Next, I ask and you answer. Su Chen crouched down, said indifferently. The killer shuddered, not daring to be the slightest bit insolent. Who sent you? Su Chen asked. Green Mountain Hall, the killer said weakly. Su Chen thought for a moment. What hall? The killer was a bit speechless. He thought to himself, this kid hasn't even heard of Green Mountain Hall. Green Mountain Hall is in Tinshui City. It's considered a major gang there. Everyone in Tinshui City has heard of that name. Qingshan Hall is a local gang. The leader is named Wang Qingshan. He controls the abundant resources of Tinshui City. Su Chen nodded. Why target the Meng family? I don't know that either. I'm just taking orders. The hall master gave me the job of kidnapping Miss Meng. The killer spoke without holding back. They wanted me to kidnap Meng, Xi and Er. As for the rest, I don't know. I only know that over the years, Joy Group and Dream Group have clashed openly and secretly several times. Joy Group dreams of kicking Dream Group out, and Qingshan Hall has close ties with Joy Group. The poisoning of Grandpa Meng, was it your doing too? Su Chen asked. The killer replied, probably, but I don't know who actually carried it out. Originally, the mission was successful, but then old Master Meng somehow came back to life. Where's your base? Baolong Building A. Su Chen asked a few more questions. Obviously, this assassin was just a hired hand and didn't know much, but he was already certain that the ones who made the move were from Qingshan Hall. Since he knew which faction had acted, the next steps would be simple. Su Chen's eyes were full of sharpness. Su Chen sent Meng Xiner back to the villa and briefly told Elder Meng about what happened on the road. When Meng Haoren learned that the ones who struck were from Qingshan Hall, his expression could not help but change. Qingshan Hall stops at no evil, with immense influence. To think it was them, Meng Haoren said, Su Chen du Blaive. Now that we know who's behind the schemes, that's a good thing. Daring to lay a hand on my benefactor's family. Su Chen's heart churned with a surging killing intent. Today, he would make them die. Xiao Chun, don't act rashly. Meng Haoren quickly shook his head. Qingshan Hall has deep connections. Even though I know you have skills, there's no way you can stand against them. I'll handle this matter myself. Tomorrow I will arrange for several experts to protect Xiner. Meng Haoren acted as if facing a formidable enemy. I understand, Grandpa Meng, Su Chen said, although Su Chen agreed verbally. In his heart, he did not think so. Grandpa Meng, I'll go boil the medicinal soup for you first. Su Chen went to the kitchen. He decocted the medicinal herbs he had brought back today. Clattering sounds kept coming from the kitchen. Meng Haoren's brows were almost knitted into a deep frown. He called over his son, Meng Xiang. Dad, Qingshan Tang setting their sights on us is not good news. Who doesn't know that Qingshan Tang was established by Zhao Lijua of Excellence Group? Just because we've developed too fast recently and offended Zhao Lijua, does he have to resort to such a ruthless move? Meng Xiang's eyes were filled with anger. If they can't do it through legitimate means, they'll play dirty. Meng Haoren rubbed his forehead and couldn't help but sigh. They have been using such petty tricks. Exine, let's do it this way. We were lucky to escape from the tiger's mouth this time. Next time, Meng Xiang said, extremely worried. Meng Exiner is indeed his daughter. He, as a father, deeply worried. Meng Haoran pondered for a long time. Later, I'll go negotiate with Zhao Lijua. The conversation between the two was clearly heard by Su Chen, who was busy in the kitchen. He secretly noted down these names. Green Mountain Hall's Zhao Lijua. Shortly after, Su Chen brought over a steaming bowl, walked out with a bowl of aromatic medicinal broth. Grandpa Meng, drink it while it's hot. I'll go take a shower and rest for a bit. Meng Xiner is already fine, Su Chen said. Meng Haoran quickly dispelled the gloom on his face, said to Su Chen with utmost gentleness. All right, thank you, grandson. Su Chen nodded and turned to leave. After taking a shower, he went back to his room. Meng Xiner is still unconscious. Su Chen took out the 1,000-year ginseng. The 1,000-year ginseng was extremely potent in spiritual energy. It was precisely what Su Chen needed. He pressed slightly with his fingers and forced out a single drop of the medicinal liquid. Su Chen parted his lips slightly, and that drop of medicinal liquid slowly entered his mouth. At that moment, a surging wave of medicinal power rushed through him. Every cell in Su Chen's body seemed to cheer and leap with joy. The chaos true dragon art that was the martial technique the old man had taught him, and the very foundation of the old man's unrivaled dominance. Su Chen had practiced it for 10 years. Rather than calling it a martial technique, it was more like a profound cultivation method. The chaos true dragon art had 8 levels total. When he reached the 4th level, the old man sent him down the mountain. He activated the chaos true dragon art and instantly absorbed the medicinal power. As night fell, Su Chen, who was meditating, suddenly opened his eyes. His eyes flashed like lightning. For an instant, the entire room seemed illuminated, then returned to normal. I didn't expect that shortly after coming down the mountain, I would already make some progress. It seems the old man was right. My destiny lies right here. Once I reach the 5th level, I can go to the Su family and seek revenge. Gazing into the vast night, Su Chen's figure moved like a ghost. He left the Meng residence. At the same time, inside Qingshan Hall, a burly man sat shirtless on a comfortable sofa. He exuded an air of authority. His body was covered with crisscrossing scars, looking extremely terrifying. This man was the master of Qingshan Hall, Wang Qingshan. Before him lay the killer, tortured beyond recognition, along with the core members of Qingshan Hall. Are you saying that the wild kid beside Meng Xiner injured you like this? Wang Qingshan couldn't believe it. The assassin nodded painfully. That kid is terrifying. Lord, you must be extra careful. A trace of contempt flashed in Wang Qingshan's eyes. He didn't take the assassin's words to heart. He had investigated Su Chen today, just a young brat in his early 20s. No matter how capable, how far could he go? I know your strength. Even you failed. It means that kid has some skill. Wang Qingshan picked up a cigar. After taking a deep drag, he said, but you've already been crippled. I'll give you a sum of money. From now on, leave Tianshui City. The assassin's body trembled. His eyes grew dim. At that moment, an old man beside Wang Qingshan slowly said to him, Lord, this doesn't feel right. That old man from the Meng family was already poisoned and on his way to see the king of hell. But then he was saved of all things. This mission has failed again. I think we need to discuss this carefully. After all, we promised Zhuiyue Group that we'd get these matters settled within 10 days. Wang Qingshan, who usually acted so arrogantly upon hearing the old man's words, actually turned a bit more serious. In that case, Before Wang Qingshan could finish his sentence, he suddenly heard a loud explosion. The main hall's door was smashed open by brute force. The heavy wooden planks shattered into pieces. Who goes there? Inside the hall, everyone let out startled exclamations. Such a thunderous commotion made everyone in Qingshan Hall feel their hearts clench tightly. Someone here for revenge. Su Chen slowly walked in from outside, his entire body surging with vigorous energy. His voice was steady. You that wild kid? When Wang Qingshan saw Su Chen, he exclaimed in surprise. They had just been discussing Su Chen. Unexpectedly, Su Chen had now arrived. In a moment of shock, Wang Qingshan quickly regained his senses. He suddenly waved his hand, shouting, "Kill him!" 3 members of Qingshan Hall charged fiercely. The nearest one lunged violently. Su Chen reselotli sruapunch. That member's body immediately flew backward, crashing heavily against the wall. His chest caved in, blood gushed out. In less than a second from start to finish, the remaining 3 froze in their tracks. Their expressions were as if they had seen a ghost. Such terrifying skills completely defied their comprehension. In that moment of daze, 2 more bangs rang out. 2 big men had their bones twisted and broken, bones protruding through the flesh. In excruciating pain, they instantly let out blood-curdling screams. They hadn't even seen clearly how Su Chen had attacked. This situation made Wang Qingshan draw in a sharp breath. Wang Qingshan couldn't help but glance at the old man beside him. The old man's expression was rather calm. Unexpected, this young man is so highly skilled. Hearing the old man say that Su Chen was like him, Wang Qingshan's body couldn't help but tremble. Wang Qingshan said to the old man in disbelief, "Elderly, do you mean? He is like you?" Elderly shook his head. "That's right. He and I are the same kind. He must have undergone some training, but he is still too young. Between him and me, there's a vast difference." Wang Qingshan's eyes suddenly flickered, although Elderly seems to have no real power in Qingshan Hall. In truth, even Wang Qingshan had to treat Elderly with respect, because Elderly was an extremely powerful strongman. Even a squad of special forces could hardly get close to Elderly. Once, Wang Qingshan had seen Elderly in action. With a simple gesture, he could shatter huge rocks. Extremely terrifying. Now that he knows Su Chen is also this kind of person, he instinctively becomes somewhat cautious. "Su Chen, right? I know you came for the Meng family, but what the Meng family can give you, I can also give you. Even the people behind me can give you more." Wang Qingshan looked at Su Chen and said. Su Chen glanced at Wang Qingshan. "You can't afford me. Name a price." "In this world, everything is negotiable," Wang Qingshan said. After learning about Su Chen's strength, Wang Qingshan really wanted to recruit Su Chen under his command. Su Chen was silent for a moment. He held out one finger. 1 million? No problem, Wang Qingshan said. Su Chen shook his head. 10 million? Wang Qingshan's eyebrows furrowed slightly, but still gritting his teeth. 10 million, I can give you that too. Su Chen shook his head again. Now Wang Qingshan's expression changed. Could it be that this kid wants 100 million? Wang Qingshan's expression flickered at the mention of 100 million. Finally, he said, "As long as you're willing to work for me, 100 million isn't out of the question." But to his surprise, Su Chen shook his head again. "To hire me, you'd need at least 10 billion. Su Chen said with a hint of mockery in his tone. Wang Qingshan's eyes widened, and he immediately understood that Su Chen was toying with him. He thundered, "Since you don't appreciate the offer, I'll have no choice but to destroy you. I may value talent, Wang Qingshan, but I don't absolutely need you. Elderly, please step in." Elderly, standing behind Wang Qingshan, immediately stepped forward. He clasped his hands behind his back, putting on the airs of a master. Elderly said calmly, "Young man, you do have some skill, but in my eyes, you're not enough. I'll give you 3 breaths. Accept Hall, Master Wang's terms, and serve Qingshan Hall. Otherwise, death." Elderly stood forth. The entire Qingshan Hall erupted in excitement. They looked at Elderly with fervent eyes. In their eyes, Elderly was invincible. If you protect him, then you die too. Su Chen watched Elderly's behavior, frowning slightly as he said, "One arrogant young man." Elderly's face immediately darkened. Wang Qingshan said anxiously, "Elderly, no need to waste words with him. Just cripple him now." In an instant, Elderly's figure flickered on the spot. His speed was extremely fast, kicking up a gust of wind. In a flash, he arrived in front of Su Chen. This scene thrilled Qingshan Hall to the core. Su Chen's eyes moved slightly. He hadn't expected this old man to have some skill. "One move to destroy you," Elderly snorted coldly. He struck with a palm. Everyone in Qingshan society had seen this palm before. Under one palm, it could split a boulder. With overwhelming force, Su Chen raised his hand to resist. Inside Su Chen, the chaotic true dragon art began to circulate. His internal energy immediately surged. His arms seemed to possess immense strength. Boom! Su Chen's fist clashed heavily with old Li's palm. A tendre explosion ressounded. Inside the room, even the tea table shattered. It was almost blown apart by the shockwaves of their battle. Crack! The sound of breaking bones rang out. Old Li's arm was instantly crippled. His body flew backward like a kite with a broken string. He slammed violently into the wall. Then his body slid down to the floor. Gah! Old Li coughed up a mouthful of blood. His entire presence became weak and dispirited. One move. Old Li was defeated. Everyone in the room erupted in shock. They stared at Su Chen with utter disbelief. Wang Qingshan was so shocked he almost cried out. He could no longer sit still. Suddenly stood up. His body trembled violently from the sheer shock. And most shocked of all was Old Li. Wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth, he asked Su Chen weakly, "Ooh, who the hell are you? How could you reach that level?" Before he could finish, Su Chen said, "Me?" Su Chen thought for a moment and said to Old Li very seriously, "I'm someone you can't afford to offend." Old Li coughed up blood repeatedly, utterly feeble. Su Chen then walked step by step up to Wang Qingshan. "No, don't come closer. Su Chen, I was wrong. I won't target the Meng family anymore. This was all a misunderstanding. Zhao Lijua made me do it." Wang Qingshan backed away in terror, already frightened to the extreme. Slap, slap. Wang Qingshan raised his hand and dealt himself 2 blows. "Em guilty. I'm a bastard. Please, please don't. If it were Ming, Xi and Er begging you today, you wouldn't stop either." Su Chen said calmly, "Today you must die." As his words fell, a flash of golden light swept past. Wang Qingshan looked down and saw a large hole ripped through his chest by a sharp weapon. He opened his mouth, but only a mournful cry escaped. Then his body crashed to the ground. Wang Qingshan, leader of the Qingshan Society, was dead. "Your turn." Su Chen turned to Old Man Li. Old Man Li's body trembled like a sieve. He collapsed to his knees with the last of his strength. "Master, I was wrong, Master. Their affairs have nothing to do with me. Wang Qingshan and I were only business partners. I know who poisoned old Master Meng. Please, spare my life." The others from the Qingshan Society dared not say a word. Their idol, Old Man Li, was now groveling and begging for mercy before Su Chen. Su Chen's eyes flickered. Elder Li quickly continued, "I am willing to become your dog. In Tinshui City, I still have some connections. Please spare my life. I can help you with many things." Su Chen thought carefully. He had indeed arrived in Tinshui City with no one to use. If he wanted to thoroughly crush the minions opposing the Meng family, this elderly seemed useful. After a moment of contemplation, Su Chen took out a red pill from his bosom. "Eat it. This poison, under heaven, only 2 people can cure. I will spare your life." Su Chen said, "This red pill is a rare poison made by that old man. Once someone swallows it, they will definitely obey orders. Otherwise, they will die. In this world, only Su Chen and that old man have the antidote." Almost without hesitation, Elderly directly swallowed the red pill. "From now on, I will follow Mr. Su as my leader. As for the poisoning incident, what exactly is going on?" Su Chen saw that Old Li had taken a pill. So he asked. Old Li was extremely weak and said weakly, "Excellent Group has been trying to destroy the Meng family. The Meng family has been developing too fast in recent years. Originally, the people from Excellent Group entrusted the poisoning to our Green Mountain Society, but we tried several times and never had a chance to succeed. Later, the chairman of Excellent Group found a poison expert to poison the head of the Meng family. That expert is extremely mysterious. His code name seems to be Poison Dragon. He is elusive. Now I am your man. I will definitely find traces of Poison Dragon as soon as possible." Su Chen raised his eyebrows. With a murderous tone, "Where is the chairman of Excellent Group now?" Old Li shrank back. He understood what Su Chen wanted to do. He quickly said, "He is now probably negotiating cooperation with the Wang family. The Wang family has recently started to get involved in the cosmetics business. The Wang family has ample funds. All the shops in Tinshui City are owned by the Wang family. If Zhao Lijua can secure this project, he can further squeeze the market of Dream Group. By then, even if Old Man Meng doesn't die, Dream Group will still suffer a great blow. Wang family? Could it be?" Su Chen immediately thought of the 2 people he had met at Miaosho Hall that day. Wang's group? A master? Zhao Lijua is also an entrepreneur from Tianshui City. To defeat him, relying solely on force won't work. Su Chun understood this principle. He said calmly, I won't kill him now either. I want to make him slowly despair, so that I can avenge Grandpa Meng. When Su Chun said this, his expression was extremely indifferent. This made Elderly feel even more that Su Chun was unfathomable. Su Chun said, tomorrow, you send someone to bring Wang Qingshan's head to that Zhao Lijua. Upon hearing this, Elder Li's eyes narrowed immediately. What a ruthless kid. This is an open declaration of war against Zhao Lijua. Su Chen returned to the villa late at night. At this moment, Meng Xer had not yet woken up. Su Chen sat cross-legged on the ground, gradually entering a state of cultivation. The next day, at 6 in the morning, bang, 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 another loud noise rang out. Meng Xer, with disheveled hair, irritably climbed out of bed and found Su Chen exercising. Clearly, those noises were made by Su Chen. Freak, up at 6. So annoying. Meng Xer snapped, her chest heaving up and down. Obviously, she was quite angry. Su Chen didn't pay attention to Meng Xer, still doing his own thing. Sooner or later, I'll make you leave this house. Meng Xer opened his sleepy eyes, yawned, and decided not to go back to sleep. Got up to wash up. At breakfast, Meng Howren said to Meng Xer, take Su Chen to the company today. Arrange a director position for him. Meng Xer's expression changed slightly. But this was something she had promised Meng Howren earlier. Even if she disagreed, she didn't know how to refuse. However, Lin Meiqi, who was nearby, said, Dad, the top positions in the group have already been decided. Where's there a position for Su Chen? I don't care about that, Meng Howren said stubbornly. Meng Sina Oltes. She really didn't know what spell Su Chen had cast on the old man. Lin Meiqi, standing nearby, said, how about this Xiner is currently in need of an assistant? The position of executive assistant has considerable authority, and the salary can also meet the requirements. Assistant, that sounds too lowly. No, Meng Howren shook his head. He was clearly very dissatisfied. Su Chen said, Grandpa Meng, I really don't know much about company matters. An assistant position is fine. Hearing Su Chen say this, Meng Howren didn't insist any further. Meng Xer gave Su Chen a look that said, you know what's good for you. Lin Meiqi, on the other hand, showed a satisfied expression. Su Chen saw Lin Meiqi's expression. Clearly, this mother-in-law of his was definitely scheming to put him in his place again. After breakfast, Su Chen followed Meng Xer and Lin Meiqi to the company. He had to admit, Dream Group was in an excellent location. It was located in the CBD business district of Tianshui City. The building towered into the clouds. Seeing how well the Meng family had developed, Su Chen was genuinely happy for Meng Howren. Meng Xer called over a beautiful woman in professional attire. She said, Secretary Liu, take him to go through the onboarding procedures. Soon, the beautiful secretary came over. She took Su Chen to handle the procedures. Watching Su Chen's retreating figure, Meng Xer couldn't help but sigh. Grandfather had thrown such a hot potato to her. This is really troublesome, daughter. Don't worry too much, Lin Meiqi said as she came over to Meng Xer's side. With a half smile, I have a way to make Su Chen leave the company immediately. Even your grandfather won't find anything wrong with it. He's just an assistant. There are plenty of legitimate reasons to make him do anything. Meng Xer asked curiously. What way? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you later, Lin Meiqi said confidently. In the office, Secretary Liu, whose full name is Liu Hanyan, looks about 26 or 27 years old, with a hot and sexy figure, dressed in a form-fitting skirt and sexy black stockings. She had a mature and seductive vibe. She gently helped Su Chen quickly complete the onboarding process. When he got the badge for the president's assistant, a strange expression couldn't help but appear on Su Chen's face. He had carried out missions many times, but this was his first time becoming an office worker. That's about it. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask me, Liu Hanyun said to Su Chen. I'm getting familiar with things. I'll be counting on Sister Liu's help from now on. Su Chen said very politely. Toward this beautiful secretary, Su Chen also felt quite fond of her. Liu Hanyun smiled gently and nodded, about to say something, when suddenly her brows furrowed. A sharp pain shot through her lower abdomen. Almost instantly, her face turned pale. Seeing this, Chen quickly stepped forward, reaching out his large hand directly toward Lu Hanyun's flat abdomen. Lu Hanyun's abdomen was soft to the touch, the feel extremely alluring. But Lu Hanyun's body immediately tensed up. She looked at Chen with a mix of embarrassment and annoyance, feeling that his move was utterly abrupt. Was he trying to take advantage of her in broad daylight? She said indignantly, "What are you doing? I'm helping you treat your illness." Chen replied seriously, "Take your hand off." Lu Hanyun clenched her silver teeth tightly, already on the verge of losing it. She didn't believe Chen had this ability. Now, Chen's big hand was pressed against her lower abdomen, making her feel like she was being taken advantage of. Seeing that Lu Hanyun didn't believe him, Chen immediately said seriously, "You have a cold condition." Lu Hanyun paused, looking at Chen with some surprise. Chen continued, "Your menstruation is almost never regular. And because of this cold condition, every time you get your period, it hurts like hell. Your period is about to come, and the cold condition has flared up, which is why you feel so uncomfortable." Lu Hanyun's face instantly turned slightly red, although Chen was describing her illness. The fact that he knew about her period made her extremely embarrassed. She wished she could find a hole to crawl into. How awkward. Just as Lu Hanyun was lost in thought, she felt a warmth spreading over her lower abdomen. Extremely comfortable, the warmth gradually eased her cramping pain. She looked down and saw Chen's large hand rhythmically massaging her. Lu Hanyun felt a warm sensation on her lower abdomen, as if a small sun were warming her body. She couldn't help but let out a soft moan. The sound was incredibly alluring. Even Chen paused momentarily. Lu Hanyun's face instantly flushed red. She hadn't expected to make such a sound unconsciously. But what kind of massage technique was that? How could it be so comfortable? "Sister Lu, forgive my rudeness. I just used the extraordinary meridian hand to massage you. But to completely cure it, it will take some time. Preferably once every month." Chen's gentle voice sounded. He withdrew his large hand. Lu Hanyun even felt a little reluctant to part with it. Her condition was also a chronic problem. No one had ever been able to achieve the same effect as Chen. Hearing Chen say it could be cured completely, Lu Hanyun was both surprised and delighted. But when she heard that it would require this once every month, Lu Hanyun grew a bit nervous. That meant every month she'd have to have Chen rub her lower abdomen. "Thank you," Lu Hanyun said softly. "You're welcome. Oh, by the way, Chen, could you do me a favor?" Lu Hanyun's jade-like face flushed even redder. She lowered her head, a little fidgety. Chen asked curiously, "Sister Lu, tell me." Lu Hanyun's voice was barely a whisper. "My periods are irregular. I didn't expect it to come today. Could you buy me?" "Buy what?" Chen stared wide-eyed, completely clueless. Lu Hanyun's face almost bled with redness. Finally, she forced out 3 words. We spat out those 3 words, "Kinkajin." Lu Hanyun was so embarrassed she wished she could find a hole to crawl into. If it weren't for her current situation being inconvenient, she never would have made such a request. Chen finally realized what was going on. He quickly left the company to buy a pack of feminine hygiene products. After Lu Hanyun had mostly taken care of it, she didn't even dare to look Chen in the face. She and Chen had only just met for the first time, yet such an awkward thing had happened. This left Lu Hanyun, who was usually so mature and composed, feeling deeply shy. However, it was precisely because of this incident that she quickly became familiar with Chen. "I've still got things to do here. You can start getting familiar with the work," Lu Hanyun said a little shyly, and then quickly left. Chen looked around. Although he was the CEO's assistant, his treatment was indeed not low. Dream Group had even set aside a private office for him. Just as Chen was getting acquainted with the work, a knock on the door sounded. Before Chen could react, Lin Meiqia strode in from outside. "Aunt Lin," Chen greeted. "Oh, busy with work?" Lin Meiqia asked, getting familiar with the work. Chen said. Chen knew nothing about this industry. In his view, the position of president's assistant was just to help Meng Xiner with basic tasks. What is there for a person like you, coming from the mountains, to get familiar with? Lin Meiqia gave a dismissive snort, somewhat contemptuous. She directly sat down on the chair. Lin Meiqia said, "Although my father let you come to Dream Group doesn't keep idle people. There are other top executives in the company. Countless pairs of eyes are watching you. If you can't stay here legitimately, Xiner will also be in a difficult position. You don't want to become a burden, do you? Chen Nadith. Lim Meichia said. But I've already thought it through for you. We have a partnership with a company called Tiankai Trading Company. However, they still owe us $1 million in the final payment and have been delaying settling it. This debt was supposed to be collected by Xiner. After all, the other party is also a person of status. It wouldn't be appropriate to send a low-level subordinate to collect it. But Xiner is very busy today and doesn't have time. As her assistant, you should help share her burdens. If you can collect this debt, then your position at Dream Group will be justified. Chen understood. He said, if you want me to go collect the money, no problem, all right. A triumphant smile immediately flickered across Lin Meichi's face. This matter was not as simple as Chen thought. Not long after, Lin Meichi left smugly. Soon it was noon, just as Su Chan was planning to eat lunch before handling the matter. Lu Hanyan walked in with a lunchbox. Su Chan, you haven't eaten yet, right? To thank you for what happened today, I brought you something to eat. Lu Hanyan said that the dishes were all made by herself. This woman had nimble hands. When the lunchbox was opened, the dishes inside were perfect in color, aroma, and taste. Su Chan said, thank you, Sister Lu. I was just worrying about where to get lunch. I have things to take care of this afternoon. Things to take care of? Lu Hanyan was taken aback. You just joined the company. What urgent matter is there? Su Chan told her about the task Lin Meichi had assigned to him. Unexpectedly, Lu Hanyan had a strong reaction. Her eyes went wide. She said in disbelief, are you saying you're going to the Tiankai Trading Company to collect a debt? Jis, Su Chen Nadith. Lu Hanyan shook her head like a rattledrum. No, absolutely not. The Tiankai Trading Company is backed by the Wang Group. And the Wang Group is a big, powerful family. Even our Dream Group wants to curry favor with them. Because of this connection, the Tiankai Trading Company acts arrogantly and high-handedly. They don't take us seriously at all. As far as I know, the final payment for that project has been overdue for a long time. Not only did the project team approach them, but even our company's manager went to collect that money. But in every case, they either got a cold shoulder or were thrown out by the Tiankai Trading Company's people. I heard that group leader Li, who went to collect the debt before, is still in the hospital. If you go to collect the debt, something bad will happen for sure. Lu Hanyan grew more and more anxious as she spoke. In her eyes, Su Chan was already her benefactor. She didn't want Su Chan to take the risk. Su Chen understood. She hadn't expected things to be this complicated. No wonder Lin Meichi had such a strange expression back then. This matter, I'm afraid I have to go no matter what. Su Chan said, rubbing his chin. Although he now knew how oppressive the Tiankai Trading Company was, Su Chen wasn't afraid. The money the Tiankai Trading Company owes Dream Group is money owed to Grandpa Meng. Money owed to Grandpa Meng. It's just that he owes Su Chen money. And this money, he absolutely has to collect it. Su Chan was unyielding. Lu Hanyan had no choice either. After trying to persuade him several times to no avail, she slapped her forehead and said helplessly, in that case, I'll go with you. I was planning to take the afternoon off anyway. That way, if anything comes up, we can look out for each other. Su Chan didn't refuse. He just kept shoveling food into his mouth. But just then, his phone rang. It was a call from Dr. Li. After Su Chan answered the phone, Dr. Li's voice came through on the other end. Su Chan, it's me. Do you have time now? Wang Jianya and his father are here at my place. They begged me for a long time. Before I made this call to you, Wang Jianya's father is in very bad shape now. He could die at any moment. They've come to realize their mistakes. Wang Jianya wants to apologize to you in person. Please, you must give them a chance. Su Chan gave a location. All right, have him come to the Tiankai merchant house later. After wiping his mouth, Su Chan said to Lu Hanyan, let's go, Sister Lu. Lu Hanyan nodded. She grabbed her car keys and followed Su Chan out. On the way, Lu Hanyan looked deeply troubled. The owner of the Tiankai merchant house was named Ma Tao. He was known for being arrogant and overbearing. At a party once, he even tried to get handsy with Lu Hanyan. Thanks to Meng Xiner being there, Lu Hanyan managed to escape that ordeal. The thought of meeting Ma Tao again made Lu Hanyan feel somewhat uneasy. Before long, the Tiankai Merchant Association arrived. The Tiankai Merchant Association looked normal from the outside. But as they walked in, Chen noticed it was thick with smoke and disorder. A few burly men with dragon and tiger tattoos were huddled together playing cards. A few of them looked up as Chen and Lu Hanyun entered, glancing sideways at Chen and Lu Hanyun, with a look full of provocation. At the front was a female receptionist in business attire. The receptionist looked to be about 23 or 24. Her actual age was probably even younger than Lu Hanyun, but her face was heavily made up, and her collar was wide open, having long lost any trace of innocence. "We're for Dream Group. We're here to settle the balance payment." At this, Lu Hanyun stepped forward and said to the receptionist, "Suchen Diman Saident," taking in everything around him. He had to admit, the location of this Tiankai Chamber of Commerce was indeed excellent. Located near the city center, property prices here were exorbitant. Every inch of land was worth its weight in gold. The company's scale was also quite large. It was a pity, however, that with such unprofessional office staff, they had turned the place into a chaotic mess. "Our general manager, Ma, is not in. Come back later for the balance payment." Without further explanation, the receptionist issued a dismissal order. A flicker of annoyance crossed Lu Hanyun's eyes. That Ma Tao is usually idle. Why would he not be around? As soon as it's time to settle the final payment, he pretends to disappear. Clearly, the Tiankai Trading Company, as a subsidiary of the Wang Group, isn't short on cash. Yet this Ma Tao insists on dragging his feet. But just then, a man in a suit, with slick back hair, spotted Lu Hanyun. His eyes lit up. He strode over quickly. "Miss Lu, you're here. General Manager Ma is in. Come upstairs with me in a moment," the slick-haired man said with a grin. But the front desk clerk was about to speak. The slick-haired man frowned. "What's with the butt?" He leaned close to the female clerk. His voice dropped to a near whisper. "Are you stupid? Don't you know our general manager, Ma, has taken an interest in this Secretary Lu from Dream Group? Now that Miss Lu has walked right into our hands, do you think we'd just let her slip away?" The female receptionist finally understood. The greasy-haired man took the opportunity to grope the receptionist, causing her to let out a soft cry. Lu Hanyun didn't hear their conversation, but Chen, with his exceptionally sharp ears, caught every word. A faint sneer curled at the corner of Chen's mouth. These people are really disgusting. However, Chen said nothing. Instead, he led Lu Hanyun and followed the greasy-haired man up to the fourth floor. Inside the CEO's office, Ma Tao of the Tiankai Chamber of Commerce was sitting on the sofa. Beside him sat a woman in a low-cut dress. With a curvaceous figure, Ma Tao, nearly 40, used his rough right hand to stroke the woman's body back and forth. The woman, however, was already accustomed to it and showed no sign of shyness. Instead, she looked extremely seductive. This scene made Lu Hanyun blush to the tips of her ears. Chen was also inwardly taken aback. City people sure are open-minded. "Mr. Ma, I am the assistant to the president of Dream Group. I'm here today to discuss the outstanding payment your company owes to Dream Group." Chen stepped forward and said. Ma Tao lifted his eyelids. Too lazy to even look at Chen. He said displeasedly, "Assistant to the president? Dream Group sends an assistant to collect the payment? Our project team and company manager have also approached you before." Lu Hanyun spoke up at the right moment. Hearing Lu Hanyun speak, Ma Tao finally looked up. He glanced greedily at Lu Hanyun. Lu Hanyun exuded a strong, mature, and elegant aura, and her appearance was exceptionally beautiful. Ma Tao had been interested in Lu Hanyun at a previous cocktail party. Ma Tao said this 10 million is nothing difficult for our Tiankai Trading Company, but the batch of goods that Dream Group gave me before had quality issues. So I've been holding on to this money. Now that you, such a beautiful lady, are here, I should give you this face. As he spoke, Ma Tao took out a blank check. "All I have to do is fill in a number, and your task will be done." Lu Hanyun saw Ma Tao pull out the check, and she felt a surge of joy. She hadn't expected Ma Tao to be so straightforward. But Chen knew very well, this Ma Tao definitely had ulterior motives. Sure enough, Ma Tao continued, "But I need you to spend the night with me." Lu Hanyun's expression turned cold instantly. Ma Tao continued to lure her. 10 million in funds. You get at least 5% back. That is 500,000. So, I'll throw in an additional 10 million project with Dream Group, and I'll make sure it's you handling it. You can pocket as much as you want. After all, The medicine I make one tea kill anyone. All in all, that's a profit of several million. How much do you make as a secretary in a year? Lu Hanyun's expression had already turned extremely ugly. President Ma, you've misunderstood. I'm not that kind of person. Seeing that Lu Hanyun had rejected him again, Ma Tao lost his patience. Ma Tao had used many connections before, trying to make Lu Hanyun submit, but he had never succeeded. He didn't expect that today Lu Hanyun would still be so stubborn. Lu Hanyun, do you really think of yourself as some chaste maiden? Do you think your place is studded with diamonds? Several million to sleep with you for one night is me doing you a favor. You let me sleep with you, it's just sleeping. Ma Tao's voice gradually became sharper. You've rejected me time and again. Do you believe I can make it impossible for you to stay in Tianshui City? Lu Hanyun was so angry that her face turned pale. She picked up a wine bottle from the table and was about to smash it at Ma Tao. Ma Tao felt emboldened, knowing he had nothing to fear. Touch me. Just try touching me. You dare touch me? Not only will you not get the final payment, but Dream Group will also offend the Wang family. Everyone in Tianshui City knows. You're now sucking up to the Wang family, hoping to cooperate with them. Can you bear the consequences of touching me? Lu Hanyun's movement instantly froze. As a member of Dream Group, she truly couldn't do that. But the humiliation Ma Tao brought her was immense. Her eyes reddened, feeling a suffocating pressure crushing her chest. Ma Tao crossed his legs, continuing the insult, "You're just a slut." Before he could finish his words in front of her, Su Chan beside him suddenly picked up a glass of wine and fiercely splashed it on Ma Tao's face. Ma Tao was instantly drenched like a drowned rat. You dare splash me? He looked at Su Chan in disbelief. I'll even hit you. Su Chan stepped forward. Slap. A heavy slap landed on Ma Tao's face. Wang Jinya directly ordered someone to present a check for 10 million. The check was signed in Ma Tao's name. Now Ma Tao is fired, and he still has to pay the 10 million debt. It could be said that he is in quite a miserable state. I've asked. It was someone from Excellence Group who made Ma Tao do this. Wang Jinya asked, Excellence Group again? Su Chun stroked his chin. He said, Wang Jinya, upon hearing this, his eyes flickered, but he knew it was a serious matter, and it was not a good time to take a stand. He bent over and said, Please, Dr. Su, take a look at my father quickly. When Su Chun and Wang Jinya reached the first floor, Su Chun saw the greasy-haired man and the female front desk staff. The greasy-haired man stared at Su Chun in shock. Su Chun glanced at them, said to Wang Jinya, Fire these two as well. Wang Jinya did not refuse. Under the grease-haired man's fearful gaze, he directly ordered, Get out of Tiankai Trading Company. Inside the minivan outside the door, Eshu Chen met Wang Yianmu. A day had passed, and Wang Jianmu's energy was fading again. According to Wang Jianya, he had taken Wang Jianmu to a large hospital for examination. The result was that the large hospital was helpless against Wang Jianmu's condition. It turned out the hospital's vice president was skilled in traditional Chinese medicine and knew that some expert was keeping Wang Jianmu's life hanging by a thread. If Su Chun didn't intervene, in another day, Wang Jianmu would be paralyzed and bedridden. The minivan was very spacious. After Su Chun entered, he reached out to feel Wang Jianmu's pulse. Then, he took out the silver needles. Wang Jianya watched nervously from the side. Su Chun picked up 9 silver needles and said to Wang Jianmu, Old man, this will hurt a bit. Bear with it, the first needle. Shunju Su Chen's needle descended like a hidden dragon emerging from the sea, heavy and forceful, stirring up a gust of wind. The second needle, Jin Liao, with only 1% of the force, like a gentle breeze brushing the face. The third needle, Shunkei, Su Chen's needles grew slower with each one. The 9-yang revival needle technique was as formidable as the 7 stars life-granting needle art. It required Su Chen's utmost concentration. When the 9th needle was placed, Su Chan shouted, Rise! Wang Jianmu was drenched in hot sweat, as if he had just come out of a sauna. Sweat soaked his clothes, streaming continuously. Finally, Wang Jinya suddenly opened his eyes. Whether a person is healthy or not can be seen from their eyes. Wang Jianmu's eyes were no longer as listless as before. Thank you, young friend, Wang Jianmu said, his voice unexpectedly deep and resonant. Wang Jianmu felt unprecedented vitality in his body. His entire body relaxed. Su Chen nodded, focusing intently on completing the nine-yang life restoring technique. The mental drain on Su Chen was also immense. He was drenched in sweat, combined with the wine and blood splattered on him from the earlier scuffle. He looked somewhat disheveled. Seeing Su Chen in such a sorry state, Wang Jinmu was somewhat moved. This young man had saved him, but what had he been through? Little did he know, the blood on Su Chen belonged to Ma Tao. He quickly asked, "Benefactor, are you all right?" "It's nothing. I'll be fine after some rest." Su Chen waved his hand. Our Wang family was too rash earlier. Feeling the surging strength in his body, Wang Jinmu looked at Su Chen with admiration. "Tomorrow is our Wang family gathering. I sincerely invite you to come to my residence." The Wang family gathering is something countless wealthy merchants in Tianshui City would kill to get into. Yet now Wang Jinmu was begging Su Chen to attend. If others were to find out, they would probably be utterly shocked. "Fine," seeing Wang Jinmu's sincere plea. Su Chen agreed. Wang Jinmu took out a card printed with the Wang Group logo, a very unique gold card, and without further explanation, he pressed it into Su Chen's hand. "This is our Wang family's gold card. It allows you access to any of the Wang Group's establishments. At the same time, it represents the Wang family's friendship. Seeing this card is like seeing me, benefactor. Please accept it. This gold card is extremely prestigious. You won't find 5 of them in all of Tianshui City." Wang Jianya knew that his father was trying to win over Su Chen. Otherwise, he wouldn't go to such great lengths. It was hard to refuse such kindness. Su Chen hesitated for a moment and said, "Then I'll accept it." "Oh, by the way, does your Wang family have a cooperation with the Excellence Group?" Wang Jinmu was startled and said, "You and the Excellence Group they're my enemies," Su Chen said. Upon hearing this, Wang Jinmu immediately understood. "Cooperation? What cooperation? I have already forgotten." Su Chen couldn't help but smile. He said, "The chairman of Dream Group, Meng Haoran, is my biological grandfather." Wang Jinmu's eyes flickered. He immediately said, "I understand. At tomorrow's gathering, I will invite Old Man Meng to join as well." Seeing that Wang Jinmu was so cooperative, Su Chen was also in a good mood. He liked talking to smart people. The two chatted briefly. Then, Su Chen fetched paper and a pen, wrote a prescription, and handed it to Wang Jinmu. After taking it for a month, Uncle Wang's illness will be completely cured. Su Chen said, "Thank you, Divine Dr. Su." Wang Jianya warmly grabbed Su Chen's hand, extremely excited, something that so many medical masters couldn't solve. Su Chen had resolved so simply. Su Chen pulled open the car door and got out. "Don't stand on ceremony." Lu Hanyan was still waiting for Su Chen. Lu Hanyan said, "Su Chen, there are spare clothes at the company. I'll take you back to the company." Su Chen granted the acknowledgement. He was a bit tired too, so he followed Lu Hanyan and left. After the two left, Wang Jinmu returned to the business car. He said, "This miracle doctor is extraordinary. I once heard from a master that my injury could only be healed by acupuncture guided by inner energy." Wang Jianya heard this and said in surprise, "Dad, do you mean? He's not just a miracle doctor, but also a martial arts master. Medicine and martial arts are inseparable. He definitely has a significant background. Give the order. Cancel our cooperation with Excellence Group. Actually, forget I'll make the announcement myself tomorrow, so he won't bother me later. I'm very sleepy now. Let me rest first. Remember to remind me tonight." To the main family of Dream Group, send a few invitation cards of the highest standard. Wang Jianya kept nodding on the side. After he learned that Su Chen had a feud with Excellence Group, he didn't respond. Excellence Group's strength was also enormous. If the Wang Group breaks with Excellence Group, it wouldn't be good for the group. However, the shrewd Wang Jinmu sided with Su Chen. Obviously, Wang Jinmu was more certain. Su Chen was a hidden master. Su Chen got into Lu Hanyan's car. Along the way, Lu Hanyan kept asking Su Chen all sorts of questions. Wang Jianya of the Wang Group was a big shot. Even the Dream Group wanted to curry favor with the Wang Group. Now that Su Chen was so familiar with Wang Jianya, wouldn't the Dream Group be able to cooperate with the Wang Group? "I have only met Wang Jianya once. His father is seriously ill and wants me to treat him. That's all. Sister Lu, focus on driving." Su Chen's response was simple. However, Lu Hanyan's mind had already filled in a whole dramatic storyline. She even looked forward to a collaboration between Dream Group and Wong Group. Earlier, while outside the car, she had called Meng Sheener to report this good news. Unfortunately, Meng Sheener didn't answer. She was originally supposed to take leave this afternoon. Now she needs to rush back to the company as soon as possible to share this good news with Meng Sheener. With that in mind, Lu Hanyun stepped hard on the accelerator. The car shot forward like an arrow leaving the bowstring. After Su Chen returned to the company, he was just about to change clothes. He was covered in the smell of alcohol and blood. He looked too messy, but before he could get back to his office, Lin Meiqi quickly walked over. Seeing Su Chen in such a disheveled state, she immediately concluded that his debt collection had failed. She said, "Come with me to the main meeting room." "Auntie, I need to change my clothes." Su Chen said, "Change what?" "The main meeting room is having a meeting. Some of the higher-ups already have complaints about your matter. Now, come with me over there." Lin Meiqi grabbed Su Chen's arm. "Even if you change your clothes, you'll still reek of that poor smell. What's there to change?" Su Chen was speechless, thinking, is it really that urgent? Lu Hanyun wanted to follow, but Lin Meiqi told her she didn't need to go. The main meeting room was on the 18th floor, and the space was enormous. When Lin Meiqi brought Su Chen inside, Su Chen overheard Meng Sheener engaged in a heated discussion with several people. "General Meng, I heard you've tried to meet with the Wong Group people several times recently, but they've refused to see you every time. Didn't the chairman say, we must secure the cooperation with the Wong Group? This task has also been on your shoulders, President Meng." A man wearing gold-rimmed glasses said in the meeting. This man's name is Zhao Feiyang. He also holds the position of vice president in the company, second only to Meng Xiner. Dream Group has many shareholders and directors, but the one with the most shares is Meng Howard behind Meng Xiner. However, the second largest shareholder is this Zhao family. There's also a competitive relationship between the two, and this cooperation with the Wong Group is fully managed by Meng Xiner, except that Meng Xiner has approached the Wong Group several times, and they refuse to meet every time. This matter is still in progress. Meng Xiner had a serious expression. She appears very sharp when working. "If we cannot secure this deal, our Dream Group will be suppressed by the Excellence Group. This is not what everyone wants to see. Time is running out. If it really fails, everyone will suffer losses." Zhao Feiyang pushed up his glasses, continuously putting pressure on Meng Xiner. "I agree with President Zhao's view." At this moment, a senior executive stood up and said, "His name is Dong Li. Within the company, he holds the position of deputy manager." "I agree too. Several senior executives only care about results, especially since some of the senior management at Dream Group, or their parents, invested in the company to become shareholders. When they heard there might be losses for them, they immediately stood on Zhao Feiyang's side." Meng Xiner felt like her head was about to explode. But just then, Su Chen and Lin Meiqi walked in. When the two entered, all eyes in the meeting room fell on Su Chen. Seeing Su Chen looking so disheveled and appearing so shabby, everyone couldn't help but show expressions of disdain. Where did this beggar come from? He's so dirty. What does he think this place is? Zhao Feiyang frowned. He seemed somewhat disgusted. Who is this? Is he part of our company? The executives began chattering. A few minor shareholders even covered their noses with handkerchiefs. When Meng Xiner saw Su Chen walk in, a trace of helplessness flickered in her eyes. She was already overwhelmed, and now Su Chen had shown up. This is the newly appointed assistant to the president, Su Chen. At that moment, the HR manager spoke. Su Chen's paperwork had been handled by the HR manager of Dream Group personally. He knew best what position Su Chen held. As soon as these words were spoken, the entire room buzzed. Everyone had already heard that a new president's assistant had arrived. Not that the position was particularly high-ranking, but everyone knew clearly. This assistant to the CEO's monthly salary. It's 200,000, that's 200,000. Even if it were a business elite, that would be fine. But the person who just came in is someone dressed in ordinary clothes, even looking quite disheveled. This is the new assistant to the president? I heard his monthly salary is higher than the director's. I never expected him to be like this. It seems old Master Meng is really getting old. The crowd buzzed with discussion. What are you doing here? This is a high-level meeting. Get out. Meng si not frened ot Su Chen. Su Chen felt helpless. It wasn't like he wanted to come, Lin Meiqi had insisted he come. He couldn't figure out what Lin Meiqi was really up to. Meng Xiner's face turned pale, clearly under a lot of pressure. She said, "As for my matters, I shouldn't need to explain them to everyone, right? Indeed, there's no need for an explanation. But I heard this assistant's monthly salary is 200,000. This money comes from the company's profits anyway. Even some of our core members cannot command such a monthly salary. What has he done to be worth this 200,000? Everyone chimed in again. This matter truly bothered them a lot. Lin Meiqi clapped her hands. Everyone, don't worry. Since Su Chen dares to take a monthly salary of 200,000, there must be a reason for it. What reason? Zhao Feiyang launched another attack. Lin Meiqi said, as soon as Su Chen joined Dream Group, he volunteered to recover the 10 million outstanding payment from Tiankai Chamber of Commerce. Moreover, he made a solemn pledge. If he fails to recover this money, he will resign in acknowledgement of his fault and leave the company voluntarily. The debt collection task was not voluntarily requested by Su Chen at all. However, when Lin Meiqi said these words, her expression was natural. In Lin Meiqi's view, this was the best way to get rid of Su Chen. At the meeting, once Su Chen fails to complete the task and cannot recover the debt, even Meng Haoran won't be able to protect Su Chen. And her own daughter, Meng Xiner, could also explain to everyone present. That was Lin Meiqi's plan. It had to be said for Meng Xiner. Lin Meiqi had really gone to great lengths. Meng Xiner raised an eyebrow. She never would have thought that the plan Lin Meiqi mentioned to drive Su Chen away was actually to send Su Chen to the Tiankai Chamber of Commerce to collect a debt. Tiankai Chamber of Commerce, a place that devours people without even spitting out their bones. Now she understood why Su Chen was in such a miserable state. Probably at the Tiankai Chamber of Commerce. Su Chen had been beaten up. Meng Xinran, who had originally despised Su Chen, suddenly showed a trace of sympathy in her eyes. No matter how much she disliked Su Chen, she didn't want him to suffer such harm. Now that she understood Lin Meiqi's plan, Meng Xiner actually felt a pang of sympathy. She clenched her teeth and said, "Let's talk about this later. Right now we're discussing the cooperation with Wang Group." Before Meng Xiner could finish her sentence, Zhao Feiyang said, Su Chen's matter is also important. An assistant holding a monthly salary of 200,000 was already hard to convince the masses. Daring to take the initiative to collect the final payment from Tiankai Chamber of Commerce is indeed very courageous. But courage alone is useless. For a newcomer like him to recover this money is simply a big joke. His current salary is hard to convince everyone, Zhao Feiyang said coldly. Meng Xiner couldn't help but let out a long sigh. She wanted to say something more, but was pulled back by Lin Meiqi. Lin Meiqi lowered her voice and said, "Silly girl, what are you doing? This is a good chance to get rid of Su Chen." But Meng Xiner was somewhat reluctant. However, at this moment, Su Chen looked at Zhao Feiyang. From the moment he came in, Zhao Feiyang had targeted him time and again. Even a worm will turn, let alone Su Chen. What if I can get it back? Su Chen spoke slowly. Zhao Feiyang gave a cold smile. If you can get this money back, if you can actually get it back, I'll slap myself twice. The people present looked at Su Chen and Zhao Feiyang with amusement. Obviously, Zhao Feiyang couldn't handle Meng Xiner at the moment, and was planning to make an example of Su Chen first. They looked at Su Chen with mockery and a hint of sympathy. This greenhorn had only just joined the company and already offended Zhao Feiyang. It was over. Even Meng Xiner couldn't bear to watch. Only Lin Meiqi stood there as if enjoying the show. Su Chen nodded and reached into his pocket. Soon, he took out a check. The check fluttered lightly onto the table. At the same time, Su Chen's voice rang out. "Since that's the case, you slap me." The entire room fell silent. What is this? At that moment, a senior executive realized something. He was the closest to Su Chen and immediately picked up the check to take a look. Then his surprised voice rang out. The final payment of 10 million from the Tiankai Chamber of Commerce has actually been recovered. On the check was precisely the seal and signature of the Tiankai Chamber of Commerce. In a large meeting room, after a brief silence, a sudden uproar broke out. Lin Meiqi's eyes flickered with disbelief. This impossible. Meng Xiner was also extremely astonished. How difficult it was to recover the final payment from the Tiankai Chamber of Commerce. She knew better than anyone Su Chen, a man who came from the mountains, could solve this issue on his first day at work. Zhao Feiyang, who had been wearing a harsh expression, also changed his face. He quickly stood up, took the check, and glanced at it. Soon, he confirmed its authenticity. The check was real. Meng Sina temporarily suppressed her shock. She said to Zhao Feiyang, "President Zhao, do you have any other questions now?" Zhao Feiyang's eyes flickered. He never expected Su Chen to have such skills. He cleared his throat and said, "Old Master Meng truly has a keen eye for talent. It seems we were worrying unnecessarily. In that case, regarding Mr. Su's position and salary, I have no objections for now." Zhao Feiyang had a smile on his face, but his heart was extremely bitter. He had intended to use Su Chen to needle Meng Xiner, but he hadn't expected Su Chen to actually have real ability. "I have no objections either. Assistant Su achieving such results on his first day must mean Chairman has his reasons." Exactly. Although 200,000 monthly salary is not low, Assistant Su is worth it. The group of members quickly changed their expressions. For them, it doesn't matter who Su Chen is. What matters is that he can bring profit to the company. They don't care about anything else. As for the cooperation with the Wang Group, you don't need to worry about it. I, Meng Xiner, promise that I will do my best to facilitate the cooperation with the Wang Group. Meng Xiner scanned the room. I have to say, this time Su Chen not only didn't embarrass Meng Xiner, but also greatly boosted her prestige. So much so that when Meng Xiner spoke now, she had much more confidence. No one said anything else. Zhao Feiyang's eyes flickered. In today's meeting, he had originally wanted to make Meng Xiner uncomfortable, but after Su Chen's interruption, his plan completely fell through. So Zhao Feiyang said, "I have no objections either. In that case, let's adjourn the meeting." Everyone stood up and began to pack up. Su Chen clicked his tongue. Suddenly, he said, "We can't adjourn yet." His words made everyone pause. Su Chen continued, "Just now this Mr. Zhao himself said, if I can recover the outstanding payment from Tiankai Chamber of Commerce, he would slap himself twice." Mr. Zhao wouldn't go back on his word, would he? No one had expected that Su Chen, who had only just joined the company, would dare to provoke Zhao Feiyang like this. They admired Su Chen's courage, but couldn't help sweating for this reckless newcomer. Having offended Zhao Feiyang, Su Chen wouldn't have an easy time in this company from now on. Mr. Zhao was just joking about slapping himself. You can't take that seriously. Just then, one of Zhao Feiyang's supporters jumped out and said, "Exactly, it was just a joke." Assistant Su, you don't usually have no sense of humor, do you? Su Chen shook his head. "Jokes are for friends. I'm no friend of Mr. Zhao." President Zhao himself said in front of everyone that he would slap himself in the face. Now that he's not keeping his promise, doesn't that mean President Zhao is a man of his word? I remember President Zhao is the vice president, right? Even the vice president can't keep his word. Then the future of Dream Group is quite worrying. Su Chen's words were sharp and to the point. His words put Zhao Feiyang in an awkward position, because originally, Zhao Feiyang had been using the issue of breaking promises to belittle Meng Xiner. Now, if Zhao Feiyang can't even keep such a simple promise, it would be too ridiculous. Meng Xiner also spoke up at the right moment. Just now, President Zhao didn't seem to be joking. In the big meeting room, we talk about work. If President Zhao breaks his word, then I'll have to carefully consider whether you're joking with me. About the cooperation with Yadai Group being no problem, Yadai Group is the partnership Zhao Feiyang is responsible for. Everyone turned to look at Zhao Feiyang. A trace of red flashed across Zhao Feiyang's face. Deep in his eyes, there was nothing but raging fury. He took a deep breath, forced a faint smile. "I, Zhao Feiyang, keep my word. Since Assistant Su has successfully recovered the final payment, I won't go back on my word." With that, Zhao Feiyang raised his hand and slapped himself twice hard. 2 crisp slaps rang out. The last trace of a smile on Zhao Feiyang's face vanished completely with those 2 slaps. He gave Su Chen a venomous glare. Everyone knew that this President Zhao had now taken a grudge against Su Chen. "I've kept my promise. I hope President Meng will also honor yours. After all, you once said that if you couldn't cooperate with the Wang Group, you would take responsibility and resign." With that, Zhao Feiyang didn't hesitate any longer. He turned and left directly. The meeting was adjourned. Chen walked out of the office with a relaxed expression. Before Ming, Exiner, and the others could ask him anything, he quickly returned to his office, planning to change his clothes. Although he didn't have a thing about cleanliness, this set of clothes stained with dust and blood was uncomfortable to wear anyway. Meng Exiner had mixed feelings of joy and worry. She was happy that she had gotten the better of Zhao Feiyang at today's meeting, but worried that the Wang group still hadn't seen her. Moreover, it seemed unlikely she would ever have a chance to drive Chen out of the company. Mom, how did Chen manage to get back that final payment of 10 million? Meng Xin asked Lin Mikey. Could it be that he really has some ability we don't know about? She was very puzzled by this question. Lin Meiqi's eyes shifted slightly. This matter was indeed beyond her expectations. But Lin Meiqi quickly found the answer. She said, someone from a mountain village. How could they possibly have such skill? I think your grandfather secretly intervened. Hearing this, Meng Xiner's doubt immediately faded considerably. Indeed, if her grandfather Meng Hauren had stepped in, it was no longer strange that the debt could be collected. The relationship between Grandpa and Chen was indeed quite close. That must be it. Even Meng Xiner wasn't entirely sure. Lin Meiqi said, your grandfather thinks highly of him. As for how to kick him out of the company, I'll think it over. You go ahead and focus on the Wang group matter for now. This time, Zhao Feiyang truly holds a grudge against you. If the cooperation with the Wang group falls through, you might really be brought down by Zhao Feiyang. Your mother supports you. Lin Meiqi's emotions were also somewhat complicated. Not long after, she left. Meng Xiner also planned to return to the office and get busy. But her secretary, Lu Hanyun, came running over quickly in high heels. Director Meng, the meeting is finally over. I have something very urgent to tell you. Lu Hanyun's anxious appearance. Scarlett Meng Xiner. Normally, her secretary was always very composed. Why is she so anxious now? It's okay, take your time. Meng Xiner said softly. Is it that your family is short on money? No, this matter is related to the Wang Corporation. Today, I accompanied Chen to collect a debt. Then Lu Hanyun wanted to blurt out the whole story. After all, today's events were too shocking. Chen is definitely not an ordinary person.